Coming up, we've been following the impending faculty cuts here at BGSU. BG24's Madeline Fenning speaks with a faculty member being cut.
A recent report shows the number of smokers in Wood County is changing. We'll tell you how.
Plus, BGSU's annual Arts X event is tomorrow. Find out how they've advertised the event.
Plus, BG24 Sports and your Black Sump weather forecast. Welcome to your campus and community connection.
Wood County's live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Welcome to BG24 News. I'm Gemma Schultz.
And I'm Danielle Griffith. Thank you for joining us tonight. In breaking news, the former president of South Africa has passed away.
ABC News reports Nelson Mandela died at the age of 95. Mandela suffered many health issues in recent years, including a chronic lung infection.
Mandela was known for tackling South Africa's racist apartheid system. Mandela was also awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. In campus news, one-year contracts help universities save money.
But reporter Madeline Fenning says BGSU instructors believe it costs them much more.
The BGSU administration recently announced it will be cutting 30 faculty members for the 2014 school year. Those cut were only on one-year contracts, but that does not mean that they are new teachers.
Many have significant numbers of years of experience. For example, at least 10 of them have more than 7 years at the university. Some have as many as 15 or 16 years. So it might be that it's a one-year contract, but these are people who signed 7, 8, 10, 15 one-year contracts in a row who are being terminated.
University spokesperson David Kielmeyer says the one-year contracts give the university flexibility.
The 30 were not up to 3-year contracts that are renewable each year. And the reason that is to give us the flexibility to react to, changes, course demand loads, and other things.
Dave Senerud is one of the 30 non-renewed instructors. He says one-year contracts make planning for life difficult.
You can't plan for the future. If you wanted to, you couldn't buy a house because you don't know when you're gonna, if you're gonna be here the next year.
Kielmeyer says the university gave those cut ample notice.
We do understand that it's difficult, and that's why we took the step of notifying them now rather than waiting till when the contract stipulated that we notified them.
For Senerud, the news is not only inconvenient but offensive.
It's not that I didn't expect it, it's just dehumanizing. That's what's really gets at me, and the fact that I think some of the administrators, when they make the announcement, they don't seem to realize that these are people's lives that they're dealing with.
Kielmeyer says the administration is aware of the faculty's pain.
We understand that, these are people's lives, these are people, they're not numbers, and these are very difficult decisions. That, unfortunately, is kind of the nature of the beast in academia with, non-tenure track faculty.
Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Madeline Fenning.
The BGSU-FA plans to silently protest the Board of Trustees tomorrow.
BGSU's aviation school's partnership with a private company may soon take flight. The department hopes to incorporate North Star Aviation into its program. The private company would teach flight classes, and BGSU professors would teach everything else. The Wood County Airport says that this will reduce the cost for a university. The school will save money because they will no longer have to teach and maintain its own aircrafts. This partnership will double the flight school's capacity to 300 students.
Shuttle services will be providing holiday shopping transportation to students. The shuttles will be running this weekend and next weekend from noon to 6 p.m. They'll stop at Meijer, Walmart, Home Depot, Staples, TJ Maxx, and downtown Bowling Green. The shuttles will leave from Falcon Heights, Kreischer, Harshman, Centennial, and Founders. Students can use the app TransLock to track the shuttles throughout both weekends.
BGSU will be putting on its annual Arts X tomorrow, and BGSU art students have offered a preview this week. The Wolf Center has been lit up at night by art students and staff. Films and 3D art spectacles have been projected onto the building's south side. Tomorrow's events include lots of exhibits and various performances throughout the evening. Tickets can be purchased on BGSU's websites, but the exhibit itself is free. Arts X is from 6 to 10 p.m. in all 3 arts buildings. We'll have your full coverage on Tuesday's newscast.
A BGSU professor's search for a home was featured on a popular HGTV show last night, but it was not here in Bowling Green. Athletic training coach Matt Cutts spent 6 months in Rwanda, Africa earlier this year. He got the help from House Hunters International to find a home for his family. He and his family taught various classes to the people of Rwanda.
We have a crime alert tonight. The Wood County Sheriff Office says a Grand Rapids business was broken into. Detective Chuck Below says they broke into Snyder's Pizzanelli Pizza. This is on Front Street in Grand Rapids, just about 20 minutes northwest of Bowling Green. He says the suspect or suspects tried to enter 2 additional businesses but failed. He says he believes the incidents are connected because a similar pry bar was used each time. If you have any information on these incidents, you can call the Wood County Sheriff Office. Now it does look like we may have a little snow coming up in the forecast for the week.
Yeah, weathercaster Lacey Hagan is here with your first look at weather. Lacey?
Well, for your evening commute, it looks like you'll be able to steer clear of the snow flurries, but as right now we are a little bit above freezing, we're going to be dropping that temperature as we go into tonight's forecast. If you stay tuned, I will have a look at what all that entails and how much snow to expect for the weekend.
Thanks, Lacey. Young smokers in Wood County are changing their habits. Coming up, a new survey tells us if the amount of times they light up is increasing or decreasing.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Kwanzaa here in Bowling Green. Find out how citizens and students celebrate it.
All this in your Black Swamp weather forecast when we return. Stay with us. In community news, the Wood County Sheriff Office is looking for the owner of a local meth lab. Jack Van Camp is wanted for a felony assault warrant for drug abuse. Earlier this week, the Sheriff's Special Response Team and Lucky Police searched his home. Neighbors say they wanted it closed before the drug ruins their community. Van Camp's whereabouts are unknown. Anyone with information should call the Wood County Sheriff Department. Fewer adolescents in Wood County are smoking. That's according to a survey by the BG County Educational Service Center. The survey asked questions about smoking and other drug-related substances. The project director says the number of non-smokers has increased.
In 2003, the percentage of 30-day usage was about 27% of our seniors were smoking. And compared to 2012, that number had dropped down to 15.2%.
The center says that smoking rate has dropped since 2003. Clark says 3 main factors are peer pressure, drug education, and support from parents.
Perrysburg City Council estimated almost a $2 million deficit for the 2014 budget. On Tuesday, the city projected about $30 million of revenues by the end of 2014, but it is not enough. 2 projects that will send Perrysburg into debt include the wastewater treatment plant expansion and the upgrades to the State Route 25 and Echo Junctions intersection. About 53% of Perrysburg revenues are from income taxes.
After more than a year on the run, the final suspect in a Toledo murder case was found in Texas yesterday. Dietrich Boone was arrested while eating at a Golden Corral in Houston. Boone is one of the 5 men connected to a murder of a gym owner. Boone was living under the fake identification of James Smith. Houston officers identified Boone by running a background check after he was involved in a possible drug deal. The other 4 suspects were convicted last year and are in prison.
1 man is injured after a hit and run Tuesday night. Richard Leonard was hit northbound on Oregon Road when he was hit by a dark-colored sedan. The car was described as either a Toyota Camry or Corolla. Police said it should have damage to its passenger side or possibly the passenger side mirror. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ohio State Patrol.
Campus and community members celebrated Kwanzaa this week. When we come back, we'll tell you about the holiday is all about.
Plus, right after the break, we'll have your full Black Swamp weather forecast.
And your first look at BG24 Sports. Don't go away.
Live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Good evening, Wood County. Lacey Hagan here with a look at your local Black Swamp forecast. All right, for those of you on your evening commute, it is dry out there. We are above freezing, right at about 37 degrees, but that's not going to be the story for tonight. As we drop our temperatures, we're going to see some rain come in, then that'll refreeze over, and as we get below freezing, it looks like that's going to be coming down as snow. With that being said, we're going to have a messy commute for the later evening. And we're going to see maybe about a 1-inch accumulation, 70% chance for those of you in the Wood County area. As we go into tomorrow's forecast, we will get just to about freezing, maybe even lower than that. And we still have a chance for some lingering snow showers out there. And into tomorrow night's forecast, check out that low temperature, 21 degrees tomorrow night. That's almost a 20-degree difference from the highs that we saw today and yesterday. Definitely yesterday, much warmer. We're really dropping our temperatures down this weekend. And maybe, like I said it again, maybe some lingering snow showers for tomorrow night. And as we look out at our regional radar, like I said, we're going to have this precipitation make its way through Wood County tonight, and that will come in as we are still above freezing. And then as you see out to the west of this, we will have our snow that'll be dropping, that'll be below freezing, and that's where you can expect those roads to be kind of messy for tonight's forecast. And as we look out at our temperatures, we are all in the mid-30s. That will be dropping very quickly tonight, but right now you can see the temperatures are very mild. That won't be there to stay. And for our national weather, here's a look out at the snow that has been all throughout the Midwest. We've had storms that have been dropping upwards to 30 inches. That winter storm Cleon definitely making its way into the Ohio area. First we'll get that rain, change it over to snow, and it'll definitely be a messy commute. And for our 5-day forecast, Friday, like I said, just up to freezing. Keep those snow showers around a little bit. Saturday will be down to 27, and Sunday into Monday stay right below freezing once again. And if you take a look at that low temperature Monday and Tuesday, down into 11, 13 degrees. I wouldn't be surprised if we could see single digits. I definitely think that's going to be the coldest that we've seen it all year. Definitely be ready to bundle up.
Wow, yeah, thanks. But it's perfect because it's finals, so we're all going to be in the library study mode.
Warm with heat.
Yes.
Now your BG24 health alert. Face implant surgeries is still relatively new, but research shows that the recovery time is shorter than you may think. Patients are seeing improvements after only 2 weeks. Doctors have found the blood vessel networks are forming in the face. This connects the skin with the patient's facial tissue. Operations are still extremely experimental, with fewer than 30 since 2005. The operation takes up to 30 hours, including attaching a spaghetti-thin-like arteries. But the new research suggests that attaching only 2 facials or neck arteries are sufficient for lowering the operation length.
A Kwanzaa celebration was held on campus Tuesday night. Reporter Christina Hepner tells us how the community celebrated.
Kwanzaa celebrates African American culture and traditions. The holiday celebrates 7 principles. Sheila Brown says Kumba, meaning creativity, is the most important to her.
I've been creative for many, many years, ever since I was a child, and fortunately my husband and I have been able to pass some of that on to our children.
The celebration shows many of the African American traditions. Ears of corn represent the celebration of children. Crafts are done to represent gifts. Traditional clothing represents part of the history.
The kente pattern is originated from the African American culture. Each color has a different meaning.
The Kwanzaa celebration brings people together.
Be involved with my peers, get to know more friendly faces. It helps to create unity on campus.
The Kwanzaa celebration brings African Americans back to their roots. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Christina Hepner.
Kwanzaa is celebrated for 7 days. The holiday goes from December 26th until January 1st.
Up next after the break, we have BG24 Sports. Sportscaster Katie Workey is here to give us a preview. Katie.
Well, thanks, Danielle. We will take a look at the MAC Championship football game set for Friday, as well as what the hockey team will be up to this weekend. All that and more when we come back.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Katie Warnke. Falcon football is headed to Detroit tomorrow to take on ranked Northern Illinois in the MAC Championship. The Falcons are looking to take the title for the first time since 1992. The Huskies carry a perfect 12-0 record into the game, along with the number 14 BCS ranking. Bowling Green is 9-3 overall, but has only lost 1 game in the MAC play. The Huskies will have to watch out for that BG defense, though, which is arguably one of the best in the MAC. The Falcons lead the conference in total defense, as well as scoring, passing, and rushing defense. Now, the two teams have met before, the last time being in 2011, where NIU won. Now, game time is at 8 p.m. at Ford Field, and it will be televised on ESPN2. While the team travels to Motown for the big game, there is still time to get your tickets. BGSU's allotted 4,000 tickets for the game may be sold out, but there are still many available online. Just check out DetroitLions.com where seats can be reserved today. Also be sure to look at BGSUFalcons.com for information on times for student and fan bus departures. Now there will be some home hockey action this weekend as the Falcons will take on the University of Alabama Huntsville Friday and Saturday. Coming off of a 2-game loss to Lake Superior State last weekend, BG is looking to improve its record against the Chargers. Senior Bryce Williamson is also looking to add to his offensive mark. Williamson leads the team in points with 15, a total good enough to rank him 4th in WCHA. Now, this is the Falcons' 6th straight series against a league opponent. UAH is winless this season, starting with an 0-14 overall and 0-8 WCHA record. BGSU sits at 6-7-3 overall and is at 4-5-1 in the league. The puck is set to drop at 7:07 each night. Now there are lots of weekend sports to keep an eye on. For the home games, there are those hockey matchups Friday and Saturday. And Sunday, women's basketball will battle the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee at 2 p.m. at the Stroh. For away games, swimming started the AT&T Winter National Championships today in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Falcons sent 5 swimmers to the event, which will continue through Saturday. Football is again tomorrow at Ford Field in Detroit starting at 8. Now for Saturday, men's basketball will travel south to take on the University of Xavier Musketeers. That game is in Cincinnati starting at 2 p.m. To wrap up the action, women's indoor track and field will start their season at the Golden Flash Gala Sunday. That meet will take place in Kent and will go all day. As always, we will have highlights and scores for you on Monday, including coverage from the MAC Championship. Now that is all for BG24 Sports today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for score updates at twitter.com/BG24SportsNow. Until next time, I'm Katie Warnke. Stay tuned.
Keeping news tonight, new research came out earlier this week determining which states curse the most. And the winner, Ohio.
The Atlantic magazine declared Ohio the sweariest state in the union. VIX examined more than 600,000 record phone calls and found Ohioans swore in and out of every 150 phone conversations. The least likely to swear, people in Washington. Ohio's also made the list for the least courteous state, coming in at number 5.
Before we go, let's get one last look at the weather this weekend. Lacey?
Well, like I said, we will be seeing some of those effects of the winter storm Cleon tonight. I think we're going to get about an inch of snow. And then Saturday, below freezing. Continue that Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday, bitter cold, down to almost 10 degrees overnight. But on the good side, we do have that game tomorrow night, and it looks like we will have a good commute for that. I don't think we're going to have any snow that'll get in the way for all the students going to the game tomorrow.
I think also if it's a little chilly, you can go catch those hockey games too this weekend.
That's a great idea.
So we have a weekend full of sports, so you guys take advantage of that. That's all for BG24 News tonight. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the producers panel.
Also, follow BG24 News on social media on our website at bgnews.org.
And on Facebook.com/BG24 News.
Plus on Twitter at twitter.com/BG24 News. Have a great night, everybody.